So now that we have our basic noise sweep, let's see if we can take this up a notch. And since we already have an audio file version of this, we're going to just work on this track from this point forward. So I'm going to just mute this other guy. In fact, we could even delete it, but we'll leave it for now. And so let's go in and add some effects. So we could start with something like a stereo delay. It's always a nice option. Let's see what that sounds like. I'll get those little echoes at the end. That sounds nice. And you can obviously adjust the timing of those echoes if you want them to be shorter, longer, faster or slower is what I'm trying to say. And you'll want to adjust that to fit the timing of your track. What else could we do here? We could put in something like a tremolo. This is kind of a cool option. And I'm going to put that before the delay. That's a little bit more interesting. What else could we do? We could put some auto panning in here. So not only is it going to bump up and down with the tremolo, but it's going to pop it back and forth to our two speakers. And you're probably thinking, wait a minute, I feel like I'm not hearing that going between my two speakers or my two left and right sides of my headphones. And that's because this sound quality's got to be higher than low. For whatever reason, when we're on low mode, we don't really get stereo effects. So I'm going to bump it up to medium, see if that makes a difference. Yeah, I don't know if I'm still hearing it. Let's try high. Okay. Now we're hearing it. Cool. And then we can change those rates. We can make them be about the same or totally different, whatever you want. Well, that kind of messes with you a little bit. And then what else could we add? Maybe a little bit of reverb. Give this guy some space. Gives it a little bit more space. There we go. And on we could go. If we wanted to get real crazy, we could add maybe a little distortion to this guy. Maybe some fuzz. See what this guy does. I'm going to put it before the delay again. Now it's getting crazy. Maybe turn the gain up. Okay, and so as this gets louder and louder and louder, we're going to want to make sure that we put probably a volume effect before our delay here, just to rein this guy back in. Okay, that's a little bit better. And then now we're getting like all kinds of like bassiness out of this thing. So it might be worth putting in like a parametric EQ here. Again, I'll put it before the delay. And maybe let's pull down some of that crazy bass. There we go. Still super bassy. Whoa, let's maybe widen up the filter a little bit. See what that sounds like. Maybe we need a little bit less mids too. I don't know. You just gotta play around with it. Okay, now it's just kind of getting a little crazy. So maybe I've gone too far. All right. Either way, you get the idea. And then if we wanted to, if we just like love this totally, it's amazing, and we just want to have it forever, what we could do is we can go ahead and export this guy as well. And we'll call this one bar noise sweep with lots of effects or something. Number 1, because I'm probably going to make 10 of these, right? And there it is. Let's close this up and let's bring it in. And oh, wait a minute. Where's all this stuff? Where are you? That's so sad, isn't it? Okay, well. And so here's the deal. If you export a track, unfortunately, at this point in time, Soundtrap does not export the effects that are on the track. Don't worry, there's a little bit of a workaround. So what we need to do first is make sure that we save the project. And then what we'll have to do is we will have to just solo this track, make sure it's the only thing playing, and then we can go to File, Export, and export the whole project to WAV file. And oh, okay, I thought we already saved it, but we'll go fine. We'll do it again. And then sometimes when you do this, see how it says it's mixing, you may have to wait until it's done mixing before you can actually do this next step. So we'll wait. And now it's ready. So we can go up again to File, Export, Project to WAV. And this time we will call it, with lots of effects, 2. Hopefully this will be the good one. Click Save. And there it is. And so now when we bring it in, it has all of the audio tail and everything. And just to make sure, let's go ahead and solo this, mute this one, and now we're listening to only, oh, there we go, only this guy right here. Open up my cycle here, and here we go. And there we have it. And I'd probably want to put, I don't know, it looks like it cut off a little bit at the end there, so we'll put a little fade out at the end there just to make sure it sounds good. And you could detail that. All right, and so that's kind of the idea. And if we really just loved this thing and wanted to be able to use it forever and ever, we could also add it to our loops library here as well. We go over here. I always do that. We click on Edit, and we say Add to the loop library. And this is a 1-bar with lots of effects. I'm going to just call this 1 because really the first one was a dud. And again, this would be a one-shot, and we'll add the loop. And so now it is available for us to use in all of the rest of our projects. And if we really love it, we could click the little heart, and now it'll be available in our favorites as well. And so there you have it, noise sweep effects.